Drake is one of the most famous artists of all time, with countless achievements to his name. So you'd think Drake, as one of the most famous people in the entire world, would have enough fame to access any venue on Earth. However, this isn't the case. Being born in Toronto, it makes sense that Drake is a Toronto Raptors fan, and he's actually been recognized as a global ambassador for the team since 2013. As the most high profile and definitely one of the more wealthier fans of the Raptors, you can sometimes find him in a courtside spot watching their games. As the team got better throughout the 2010s, Drake's support for the franchise increased as well, and that support hit an all-time high during the 2019 Toronto Raptors NBA Finals run. On many nights during their playoff run, you could see Drake sitting courtside, and with Drake's presence came some interesting antics, and one could even argue that Drake, the global ambassador of the Toronto Raptors, was playing a role in the team's success. During games, Drake could be seen heckling players, talking trash in players' ears when they were inbounding the ball, hyping Raptors players up, and even giving Raptors coach Nick Nurse a shoulder massage in the middle of a game. Although Toronto Raptors fans were loving it, the same can't be said for many people, and it raised questions about why Drake was given such special treatment when he seemed to be interfering with games when they were taking place. Personally, I think there's a pretty simple answer to that, and that is because it's Drake. Now, you don't have to be the biggest Drake fan in the world to understand that answer, but I think it's pretty obvious what kind of media attention and hype comes to the Toronto Raptors and the whole NBA when Drake is involved. Despite this, many people were still upset. And in principle, there is an argument to be made that Drake shouldn't be allowed to stand behind players and talk trash when they're inbounding the ball, heckling players so ruthlessly, or even jump up and down the sidelines, because if another Toronto Raptors fan did that, they would probably get kicked out of the arena. The heated atmosphere surrounding Drake's antics continued to escalate throughout the playoffs, and this can be seen at the end of Game 4 of Toronto Raptors' Eastern Conference Final win over the Milwaukee Bucks. After the game, the Bucks head coach suggested that the league should look into the Raptors' antics. The league did do this, and it led to the NBA giving a warning to the Raptors organization and Drake himself that he had to tone it down. The thing is, most of what Drake was doing during games was actually okay, as fans are allowed to stand up and shout at opposing players as long as they don't use extreme language. The other main thing about Drake was the fact that he would sometimes step on the basketball court and jump down the sidelines excessively, which are in violation of the NBA's fan conduct policy. This also wasn't even the first time that the league had to talk to Drake and the Raptors about his actions, as the year before Drake got into a heated confrontation with Kendrick Perkins, who was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time, and arena security had to step in and de-escalate the situation. Drake being warned about his antics was one thing, but things escalated even further when the NBA asked Drake not to come to Oracle Arena, which is the Golden State Warriors' home court. Specifically, the NBA was telling Drake this about Game 6 of the NBA Finals, which the Toronto Raptors ended up winning, which was the final game they had to win to be crowned champions. Aside from Drake's antics, the league cited security concerns as their reason for why Drake was asked not to attend. The league said that they were concerned that if Drake attended the game, that fans of the Warriors would taunt and throw items at him, potentially putting him and others at risk. Drake's own father shared a similar concern, saying, "When people see you in Toronto and you're making sideline things like that, you have to be careful." Drake ended up taking the concern seriously and decided to stay at home in Toronto to watch the Raptors win the chip, leading to the best post-game interview in the history of the NBA.
The 6-6, Kyle Lowry with the ring. I want my chips with the dip, that's all I know. I don't want my chips plain, I want my chips with the dip.
Do you think Drake crossed the line with his actions? Should Drake get special treatment when attending NBA games? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel to show your support.